Well, hello. How are you today? Hope you're having a great day. Well, I'm up here in Alaska on Kodiak Island, out for a walk. So thanks so much for joining me today on this beautiful sunny day on the Emerald Isle. So I had to come up to this one area of town that I've spent a lot of time at over the years. Spent my kindergarten through 6th grade at this location behind me. So East Elementary School. Love this place. A lot of great friendships were started here and got a great education here at East. So I'm just kind of walking around and checking out the place. Been a while since I've been here. Had to look out, of course, on the playground and parking lot area where each day would start, and then love looking around the surrounding part of this elementary school. Just to look at all those trees that surround it. Just a beautiful setting for going to school every day. So out for a walk. Love the spruces and some understory kind of bushes called alder, and then lots of combination of grasses, and there's devil's club in there. There's another native plant called pushki that I love walking by and seeing. But another plant has arrived on the scene that's got a lot of people concerned. It's an invasive species of plant. It's called the hawkweed. It's called the orange hawkweed, and it's showing up, sure enough, around East Elementary School, and then it's spilling out onto Rezanoff and down Spruce Cape and down into Menasha Bay, and it's everywhere. It's taken over on these hillsides. It's not getting too far out into the borough, but so it's mostly contained in the city. But sure enough, it's here at East, and I wanted to show you it. This species, this orange species. You know, it's pretty, you think, but then in a year, it's the only thing standing here. It has a way of taking this pristine and pure beautiful array of natural wildflowers, and then turning it only orange. It's a unique type of invasive plant that it's called an alleopathic plant that secretes a certain type of chemical that influences the reproduction of the species of plants nearby. So it ends up, it's the only one staying. See it behind me here? And this is just a small little patch. And so one thing about it spreads so quickly. In just a few years, it can take over a meadow and a hillside, and so it spreads fast, and I've mentioned already, it prevents the neighboring native plants from germination, but then it won't let insects kind of be hosted on their larvae. The larvae will not stay on these leaves. It just won't host them well. And so what it does is these essential insect pollinators, like flies and moths, butterflies and bees. The one thing that these plants that those insects used to rely on are being replaced by this orange hawkweed that is not a good host, and so it wipes out pollination that takes place here, and so all the natural wildflowers get done away with. So it's a big concern around here, and they're making efforts to prevent it from spreading, and so some of the things they're doing, they're trying to spray, of course, but that brings up a lot of issues, and with making sure that neighbors are good with those kind of methods, and make sure there's no seepage in the groundwater and all that kind with insecticide or pesticides that are going to address this plant. But then you can pick them if you pick the tops, and so if you mow them, you just can't mow them down because it'll blow the seed everywhere and spread even more. So if you're going to pick them, you clip the tops, put them in a bag, and then take them and put them in the garbage that'll be sent off or incinerated and burned of some kind. So So if we don't keep these in check, it'll take over. It'll take over the surrounding area of this school behind me. You know, right now it's okay, but I see some starts of this orange hawkweed here behind me. So you got to destroy it. You got to eradicate it to prevent it from taking over what was good here and what was beautiful, the vast array of plants. And you can see it down here, the variety. It's just beautiful. Well, if this patch of orange hawkweed is not addressed, it's going to take over. And so looking at that, the spiritual application just came to mind. Isn't that true in our own lives? If we don't address these things that come in at first, they'll take over. You know, if we're not careful with the various seeds of thinking, the various negative seeds of thinking, the hurtful seeds of thinking, it can germinate in our lives, and if left unchecked, it can take over. And so I was just thinking, man, isn't that like us in our walks with Christ? Next thing you know it, if we let these thoughts, these good thoughts, these being replaced by this hawkweed, this orange hawkweed with negative, it drowns things out. So unless we nip these wrong-headed thinking things right in the bud, right off the bat, unless we nip it right away and dispose of it, it can multiply, and then our thoughts, those orange hawkweed thoughts, are everywhere. You know, and so the Bible addresses this and challenges to charge straight into these thoughts and in our minds. It says that in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, it says, we destroy arguments. We pull down. We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God. We destroy them. We pull them down. We get rid of them. And then the latter part of the verse, it says, and we take captive every thought. We take every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. So we destroy those arguments, those negative orange hawkweed that can take over, and we take those thoughts captive. Is this obedient to Christ? Is this the kind of thought that Jesus would like us thinking? You know, is this the kind of thing we want planted in our yard of our mind, in the meadow of our mind? Do we want that there? You know, in Colossians chapter 3, it says, set your minds on things above, not on the things of the earth, not on the orange hawkweed. Set it on the things above. And Philippians chapter 4 goes even more specific. When Paul writes to the church at Philippi, he says, whatever is true, think on these things. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, whatever is excellent, whatever is praiseworthy. Think on those things, he says. Think on those things. And when we do, this orange hawkweed won't be in our lives because we're thinking God's thoughts. We're setting our minds on things above. So how you doing with that today? How's your thoughts just right now? Are they on things above where Christ is seated? Or is it down with this orange hawkweed that can spread and be negative and take over? That's why we need to let the word of Christ dwell in us richly, so it bathes our minds and cleanses our minds and eradicates those negative things that can take over and reign on our parade of life. All right, my friends. Well, I'm out for a walk, and this has challenged me a little bit. How am I doing in my own thought life? Am I starting each day with prayer? Am I starting each day with a word from the Lord and bathing my mind and dwelling on that and getting rid of these orange hawkweed? I hope I can continue to do that. I hope I do that this day. I hope you do it as well. All right. Well, I'm going to keep going on my walk. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for being here. And one more thing, forgot to tell you, I love you. Have a great day. We'll see you around. Bye-bye.